Hey everybody, it's me Flow with no video here. So this is going to be another story of my life, or basically story time, or story with the flow, or anything like that. It works either way. So this is when I lost my Pokemon cards. Now, believe it or not, the Pokemon cards can actually fly. Like, trust me, they're like planes, man. I never knew they could fly until like when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, and then they flew away, and that's really the whole point of the story. So let's get into it. So when I was a kid, I was like, I think at St. Matthias. I don't remember it being at my old school because that was like in Hamilton, and I was a kid, and I speak French, so I don't think I would really be into Pokemon cards back then. But I think it was St. Matthias. I'm not really sure. So I love the Pokemon cards. I was into Pokemon cards. I thought that if I really had a bunch of them, I would get all the ladies. Yep, that never worked. So kids, just don't try that. It's just not going to work. It just stick to the ghetto, rap and all that. That's gonna get you all the girls, of course. Learn from the best. So I was a kid and I was outside. Now let's get a few backstories before I actually finish this, because this story is actually pretty short. Now there's this kid called Mark. Now don't tell him this, because I know he might get mad and he's gonna say, oh, that's where my Pokemon cards went. Yeah, just don't say that. Okay, so he had a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I was like, damn, he's gonna get all the ladies, of course. So I was like, I'll just borrow some cards. And back then I was like, yeah, borrowing is fun. You could just take it and keep it forever. But wait, you're still borrowing it. So that was my mentality when I was a kid. So I was like, yeah, let's borrow everything. Let's borrow money, but it's still mine. And yeah, that's borrowing. And every time we had gym, I would sneak into our classroom, and trust me, this kid had like a whole pack, like a whole box of Pokemon cards. And I was like, well, if he has a whole box of Pokemon cards, I don't think he would really know or even realize that there was a couple missing. Or a couple would mean a couple, but my couple when I was a kid meant like 50 or 20 or 30, I don't know, or 40, I'm not sure. No, but he had a big box, so I would sneak into our classroom. I'll be like, hey miss, I have to pee, it's coming out. And then she would be like, okay, don't take too long. And then I'll be like, yes, indeed I won't. And then I was like, okay, then I'll just sneak into the classroom and get some Pokemon cards and show off to the ladies and all that. That never worked at the end, but whatever. Because there's a reason why at the end. And then I took about 30 to 20 Pokemon cards from him. Now so then that happened. Now that's a little backstory from that. Now let's get to the real story. So this was I think the year after that I stole all the Pokemon cards. Not all of them, just 20 or 30, I'm not sure. Okay, I was innocent that time. I never knew that borrowing, okay, my mentality was weird. Now, if someone said borrow this, or let's say if someone had Pokemon cards and he said you can borrow these, I thought that meant keep them. So I was like, hey, look at this, he has Pokemon cards, let me borrow them for the rest of my life. But hey, wait, I'm still borrowing them. And then after that, I was kind of outside. Now I remember this because it was. I remember now. This was at St. Matthias because that was that, and I remember because there was grass. Okay, so after that, I was outside with all the Pokemon cards on my lap because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get all the ladies, of course. That never happened, but whatever. It never happened. And then this is why I sometimes hate the flow. So the Pokemon cards were on my lap. I was having so much fun. I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get all the ladies, yeah. And then after that, I felt a little breeze of air, and I'm like, oh. And then I knew what was going to happen after that. So I kind of tried to put them all out of my lap, or just take them out of my hand. But nope, it was too late. The wind. This is kind of where I hate the flow. The wind blew them away from me, and I didn't know where they went. And I was like, wow. And they flew. All of them flew away. I'm like, wow. Just wow. And since that day, it's surprisingly, but I haven't found them. They're missing. And that's why I haven't got any girlfriend. The end. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Fry Flow. Peace out.